Ornament of the World: How Muslims, Jews, and Christians Created a Culture of Tolerance in Medieval Spain by Maria Rosa Menocal. This is a very interesting book. The book goes into a lot of detail in illustrating the sociology of how these three religious groups of people live together in one society. It's like saying there was a monoculture of multi-religion. And the book I found focuses a lot about the Jews. I'm not saying that it focuses more on the Jews than the Muslims or Christians per se, but there is a lot of concentration on the Jewish activity in Islamic Spain. Um, she goes on about how some of these Jews converted to Christianity. One in particular that ended up in London as a physician, when London and Paris and places like that were very, very, very backward. It's like beyond imagination, the difference between Islamic Spain and Christian Europe. She goes into a lot of detail about, say, for example, how the Jewish language was kind of reconstructed by Maimonides, and also the dream of like a Jewish kind of state. And what was quite fascinating is this thing that even the Jews in Spain had dreamt of going back to Jerusalem. And there was also this thing about this Khazar land that is kind of a legendary. It's like as if it did exist and didn't exist. It's quite ambiguous. It's not clear cut. But Jews were writing poems and dreams about this land of the Jews, the Khazars. Also, there's a lot of talk about how Arabic maintained its originality. Um, I think it's called the Fusha Arabic. It kind of maintained how Arabic was spoken back in the time of our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, even throughout to right into the Cordoban period. So and there's lots of activities about Christians, and yeah, she talks a lot about Sicily as well, how Roger and Frederick, these Normans that became Christians that conquered Sicily, but they continued with the Arabic language, culture, and had a lot of respect um, for Islam and things like that. So yeah, very very detailed about what life must have been like for people from three religious backgrounds living in a culture, and how things change about. So if anyone really kind of wants to get an understanding of some understanding of the sociology of living in a Muslim ruled area, and what it was like for the non-Muslims, this is a great book to read, and a lot of lessons I think we could learn from this. I mean, to me, it was like true multiculturalism, even though it felt like it seems like there's like one culture, but there's never one culture, because each three religion has its own cultures as well, but it kind of functioned like a unified culture at the same time. Unlike today's multiculturalism, I personally don't think it's quite functional. It's very divided, it's very dysfunctional, but it kind of worked there. So yeah, I mean, it was kind of known as the ornament of the world because Islamic Spain was by far the most um, advanced civilized place in all of Europe. And to be honest, the idea of Europe didn't expand as far as Spain at the time because Spain was under Muslims. The originality of Europe really starts with Charles Martel and Charlemagne and so forth. And it really meant the Holy Roman Empire that consisted the regions of, say, France and larger Germany. We're talking about Austria, Switzerland, Netherlands, and Belgium, all those areas. That was the Germanic land, and there was France. So that was really Europe. It wasn't like how we see the physical continent of Europe wasn't Europe back then. Um, was even smaller than what it is now. But once Europe expands into Spain, once the Christians expand into Spain through the Crusaders, Spain becomes part of Europe. And after 1492, you could say the kind of understanding of this physical continent of Europe comes to existence. Yeah, but either way, I definitely recommend reading this book, especially those from a sociology background. It would be a great benefit. And it's not that big a book. It's quite small, very well written, a lot of details, a lot of maps, very well. It's in really good chronological order, so it kind of helps you go through the time period quite easily. So yeah, it's an easy book to read. Um, and a lot of thorough research has been done on this as well. So yeah, definitely check it out.